Hello everyone, and welcome to another Chalice chat. We are once again back here in Layer 3 of the Defiled Chalice. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be the last layer. I want to say it is. Most of the chalices that I've done here have been 3 layers. But at least the lower Pthumeru was 4, and there might be more. So we're going to find out. I've only ever, I kind of alluded to this in the last episode, but I've only ever come this far in the chalices once before. There were a number of attempts, number of attempts on my part previously to make it all the way through the chalices back when I was first playing the game. They were not, oh boy. Oh, really? Okay. Well, we're gonna have to pick apart those foes. But I didn't get to. Yeah, I can't think and play at the same time. I didn't get a great opportunity, or a lot of opportunities to get past the Watchdog of the Old Lords. All right, get shot. All right, come this way. One of you, please. Both of you. All right, let's see if I can deal with 2 of the dogs. Or only one? Only one, please. That is a very, sturdy dog. And it was 2. They tricked me. Oh, I'm alive! I'm alive. I'm running away. I'm gonna keep running. I'm gonna run all the way back here. Uh-huh. Is it just one? No, I see your friend. I see your friend. How about some Executioner's gloves? How do you feel about those? Uh-huh. Now that you've been damaged, are you gonna come through the doorway? You sure are. But, alright, it's worth healing up now. I wasn't sure I was going to make it for a while there. I didn't know if I wanted to waste the blood vials. But, yep, now I think I do. Just heedlessly attack. And that worked out. I am so glad that the other dog is being a very good boy and just hanging out over there in that room. But, yeah, I was talking about builds for something of a reason previously. I kind of opened it by saying I wasn't, I have very little experience getting past the Watchdog. A lot of the builds that I'd made hadn't gotten past it. I think I said something like that while I was fighting the boss, that when I was still on camera, and actually, dang it, come on, man. I need to do better. I didn't, yeah. Ooh, I got real lucky on that one. Uh-huh. There we go. Oops. Alright, press the wrong button. Yep, I'm still rusty. I'm still rusty. Oh wait, I remember fighting you as a boss. You do not like the Executioner's gloves. This is something that I mean to be kind of drawing some attention to as I play, which is I really like the flexibility of this particular build. So one of the points that I've been starting and stopping repeatedly, like I don't know what I'm talking about, is that I may or may not, like any given build, obviously, if you have the skill, if you have the determination, you can make it through. There are people who beat this game who never level up at all, who only ever use their fists and don't use weapons. It's crazy, the level of skill and talent and determination that people will bring to these games. So, you know, part of the, idea of a build not working out, which I think is how I phrased it before, isn't that it can't work. It's just that, I get to the point where I, as a player, get fed up with it, and that's not illusory. And I lose heart, and I stop going with that particular build. And especially, like, in the early days with the Chalice dungeons, back when they weren't as fully explored as they are now, people weren't really sure what the point of them was. There wasn't a great motivation for me personally to get through to the end. This is going to be an other side door, I think. Yep, doesn't open on this side. So I'll probably come across that later. That's the boss pathway, which means I'm eventually going to need to come back to that. But we're not going to do that right now. Okay, we have a doorway on this side And I believe that's that. We've also got this open pathway on this side. So I think, like, my guess is this is going to in some way loop around to that other door. And if that's true, it's probably not just a self-contained short little loop. It's probably somewhat lengthy. So I'm going to go this way in hopes that it's not especially lengthy and I can cross this path off my list, even though it involves opening a door and exploring down that corridor without exploring the doorways that are open first. So we'll see how it works out. I'm probably completely wrong and this is the gigantic pathway, but who knows? Anyway, all this talk of builds, I'm bringing up to, first of all, kind of address that first point about builds and players kind of going together to a certain extent. And then building off of that, I wanted to mention that I've really been happy with the way that this build has been performing. I like the options it gives me. I've heard in the past that people who do arcane builds generally find them to be a lot of fun once they really kind of get to know the mechanics of the game because, like I mentioned earlier, it gives them a lot of different options. And that's something that I was experiencing, only two? I hope it's only two. That's something that I was experiencing as I was fighting the last boss. As I was fighting the watchdog. Are they on patrol? Yeah, I don't think they've seen me. I think they're just on patrol. Let's get back to a pebble. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He ambushed me. I think I lured him over earlier. He's just been waiting there ever since. But, you know, this is one way of dividing and conquering, so I'm going to take it. But one of the things that I was doing when I was fighting that boss before was, I confused two strategies in my head. I was trying to both attack first and buff my weapon first, because I still want to try and do a little bit more experimenting with the mid-combat buff that looks like that. It is a little bit slow, but, you know, maybe it's fast enough while the enemies are still stunned from the first hit that it's still a good go-to strategy. All right, we're going to ignore that treasure chest for now. You look like you're going to throw something. Indeed. I'm going to throw a Molotov cocktail. And I'm going to power up away from you and move aside and take you down. Glad I dealt with you without the complicating factor of the patrolling enemies. Alright, so getting back to that point about builds and versatility, I've discovered that one of the things that I like about this particular build is the versatility that it offers. And when I say that, I mean, when I was fighting the last boss, my strategy kind of started out being like, okay, let's just see what all these different hunter tools do. And I also mentioned in another recent episode that the A Call Beyond, I've basically never been able to use it before because it requires such an investment in arcane. I think it's like 40 arcane to even be able to use it. So I've never really been able to strategize around it. So I was fighting the boss, and I was looking for, okay, let's go with my standard Executioner's Gloves, and they do like 300 damage, which is nothing to that particular boss. And then I switched to A Call Beyond, and it was doing more like 1,400. Well, it would range from like 800 to 1,400, depending on how many of the beams actually hit. And it was a large enough boss that I was getting around 1,000 pretty reliably. So I noticed that that particular boss, I was able to, you know, blast with A Call Beyond to reasonably good effect. And so what I started to do was I did one run where I thought, you know what, I'm going to charge up and just blast A Call Beyond because I found out that when I make blood bullets, like so, and then I use A Call Beyond, it uses 7 bullets, which means all 5 of the blood bullets would get used, and then 2 from my kind of permanent stack would get used. And so the cost of 2 permanent bullets meant that it was, you know, I couldn't do it forever, but I could do it enough that it was going to add up to a significant amount of damage. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this fight where I've got the boss's health basically pre-reduced by staying at range, not having to worry about most of its attacks, and focusing on A Call Beyond. And the boss killed me in that run. And I figured, yeah, it's probably not worth it, because it was also burning through my blood vials, because every time I make blood bullets, you know, unless I just want to eat the damage, it was costing me blood vials. The interrelationship between blood vials and bullets is... Oh, I'm glad I dodged that. The interrelationship between blood vials and bullets is kind of interesting to me in this game. But that's another point that can kind of wait for later. But anyway, having made that kind of connection, I was able to say, okay, well, if this is how I feel about blood vials and bullets and this, that, and the other thing, there are definitely times in the fight against the Watchdog where I knew I would want to make blood bullets because they allow you to heal. I think I've pointed this out before, but when you make blood bullets, the amount of health that they take away from your health bar is a little bit less than you heal. I'm glad I deactivated whatever trap that was already. But the amount that you heal back is a little bit more than is required, that is taken off your health to make the bullets in the first place. So they're a good way to heal if you just are missing a small amount of health, and then you also stock up on some extra bullets, which is good for using the hunter tools and stuff like that. I'm hearing an enemy walk around, which I don't understand, because I feel like this room is pretty empty now. But anyway, I suppose this is all a long way of saying, having come up with that strategy, I was then able to say, all right, whenever I'm going to make the blood bullets anyway, that'll essentially give me a charge of a Call Beyond, and I can blast the boss and get in some extra damage that I wouldn't otherwise get. And that ended up being a very useful strategy. Got down to the point where I could, without too much difficulty, end up breaking all of its armor. And then when I switched to my Executioner's Gloves, as I think made it into the final run, they would do like 1,000 damage, and a Call Beyond was doing something like 3,000, 2,000 to 3,000. And that made the boss just that much more viable. So having something other than my weapon to rely on in that moment was kind of crucial to the way that I approached that fight. And it was really fun figuring out that strategy. The one other time that I made it really, really far, I basically had the complete opposite strategy. I wasn't being versatile at all. I basically played the entire game with a two-handed axe. Two-handed hunter axe for the entire game through like New Game Plus 4. And that's how I beat these chalices, was I just leveled like crazy. Obviously that wasn't an option this time around. So yeah, that's kind of that point that I wanted to make, and conveniently I think I have now basically gotten all the treasure out of this room and killed all the enemies that I know about. Alright, so we're going to go back into exploration mode here. We've got that doorway that is unopened. Over here, directly across, this is going to be the way that I came in. Yep, you can see those bodies that are still there. So we've got a doorway straight across from the entrance, and then we've got this kind of main intersection, and it looks like it keeps going off to the left. If I don't keep going off to the left, we have a doorway over here, and then if I do turn off to the left, is there going to be another doorway? There probably is. I think there's a doorway off to the right that possibly connects with the doorway that I was mentioning that just went straight. That that trap trigger scared me, but I also knew that I was relatively safe. Okay, I was wrong. There is not an additional pathway for me to take there. So I am going to come back, and this is the one remaining path besides the doorway across from where we came in. And possibly these two passages will link together. Possibly not. We're going to find out. Also, it's already looking like this is a lengthier pathway than I had thought it was going to be. But shows what I know. Okay, we're up the ladder. We've got another doorway here. This is... the Chalice chats consists of, there's a door here, and then there's another door here. And you know what? There's another door over here. Look, it's another door! Just so much of this. That and rolling against walls. Doors and walls. The optional title for the Chalice chats. Alright. This looks like it's important. So I'm just gonna go this way. You know what? I'm just gonna pick a direction. Because why not? Am I gonna use shining coins? I think I might as well. We've got enough, like, weird branching pathways. I'm going to put a shining coin right there on the threshold. And, oh, hello. I almost didn't see you there at all. Nope, and that was another wasted opportunity for switching to bolt partway through my attack. Oh, if this does turn into a kind of loop, I'm glad I came on it this way, so I could quickly destroy these statues before engaging with this enemy. Alright, now I attack, and then buff, and then attack again. Yeah, that worked out. I like it. I think I'm going to stick with it. Great. Just fantastic. We've got another situation with 2 doorways, 1 open and 1 closed. Alright, we got a miner over here. Let's go through the open doorway, because I think deviating from the open doorway strategy before was a bit of a mistake. Come on. These attacks are... Oh, come on! These attacks are so hard to time. You know what? I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with visceraling you, so I'm just gonna take you out from afar. How about that? And that'll let me get some more blood bullets, which gives me a kind of low-level heal. Oh, good! And a blood vial. Or 2 blood vials. That's handy. Oh! The door led to a door. Is this the other side of the room with the ladder? Yep. Alright. Well, at least this was a relatively short circle. There was another way to go, though. Back here. Yes. Okay. What's down this path? Is it just a short room? Frequently they are. This is... I mean, this looks fairly significant to me. I wonder if this is going to be the loop back to kind of that other main room just across the way. And since there aren't a whole bunch of enemies that are just jumping out at me right here... No, I'm gonna fully explore this room. I was gonna say I was gonna just open that door and see if it was a loop back, but if it's not, I'd rather have the enemies that are potentially all in here dealt with than leaving enemies in the rear in case I need to retreat. And yep, that was another failed opportunity to attack and then buff the weapon, but it worked. Killed the enemy. I'm happy with that result. Results that kill the enemy are results that I like. Okay. Can I, like... I wonder. Thinking about sniping. Oh, and that's a swords guy? I'm very tempted. How well does this work? Reasonably well. However, he starts to run where I can't hit him. Alright. Well, I'll just deal with... I'll deal with that like that for now. Is this going to be a loop back? It is not. Why would it be? Is this... Wait, we've got 2 lantern dudes. Is this the lever? Oh, it might be. No, it's a treasure chest. Oh, no, it's a roly-poly guy. Oh, those guys are the worst. They are... I have the worst time. As much as I dislike the sages, their movement is more predictable to me than the roly-polies. How far away can I lock onto you? I want to hit you with a Call Beyond. Possibly not the best idea. A Call Beyond works really well when you've got a really big foe. But I don't care. How much do I care about efficiency? I think I'm gonna re-up my blood bullets, even though I don't really need to, because a Call Beyond is expensive. And let's see how this goes. Well, 1711 isn't too bad. Oh, yep. Here we go. It begins. The ridiculous nonsense of the roly-poly enemy. Let's get back to the Executioner's Gloves, because I believe in the short term they will be more effective. I want to stay as far away from this guy as I can. If I can deal with him completely from range, that would be wonderful. That would be, like, ideal. So, Executioner's Gloves it is. Because getting in close with the roly-polies is just asking to get faked out somehow. Their movement is so weird. At least that's how I feel about it. If you feel differently, great. But, yeah. That's how I'm going to play the game. I'm just happy that worked out. And now, let's reveal what was in the giant sarcophagus. Besides the mummy, of course. There's always a mummy. Was that new? It looked like a sage's skull, but Okay. I think I can check that in the editing. But I'm pretty sure that was just a sage's skull that I quickly read and therefore thought might have had a different set of kanji. Oh, right. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I remember now. I wonder if our friend has gone back to his typical spot and I can get another shot at him. Yes. Get another shot at him with the executioner's gloves. So I'm going to take it. And get blasted. Yeah. When I eventually fight him, he will now be much easier. The ones with the swords, I have a harder time with the parry timing. As I discovered in one of the more recent episodes of the Chalice Chats, the ones without the swords, the ones with the, like, Morningstar maces, I have an easier time with, for whatever reason. Something to do... I think the sword guys, like, really, really, really delay their attacks. But the Morningstar guys do not. Alright. So, I explored the upper floor here. Might as well check for some illusory walls while we're here. I typically only check the central passages, but couldn't hurt to check some of the others, I suppose. Maybe both passages are, like, super duper long. I'm talking about the one at the very start of the dungeon. Okay, so I'm back here. So that still leaves the passage. You know what I bet? I bet the passage that's straight across from the entrance is going to be where that sword dude is. And the upper room is going to be to my left. That kind of makes geographic sense to me. And I think I'm right. Yep. There's Mr. Swordman. All right. Hello, Mr. Swordman. Now that you're... Uh-oh. It scared me for a second there. Fortunately, the long wind-up worked against him since he had such reduced health. I was able to just power through it. And I think I've been... They're probably not going to do it again, because I think I've been in one Chalice dungeon setup where one of the walls on that side of a room like this is an illusion. And I don't expect they'll put the illusory walls in the same sorts of places. Who knows? Could be wrong about that, though. That didn't hit the wall. But this also is not the sort of wall that would have an illusory wall. Plus, I already know what's overhead on that direction, so it seems even less likely. But I'm glad to have crossed off that particular pathway. Let's see. I'm debating whether or not I should call the episode here, because I've got a goodly amount of blood echoes. I'm somewhat low on resources, and we've been going for about 20 minutes. But I'm inclined to press forward. I'm inclined to keep going here. At least find out how wrong I was about this being a short path, or a long path. Let's see. Although I didn't find the lever. So in exploring that other optional way, I did not find the lever. Who is this? We have the... Oh, it's Weirdo Waller again. Hooray! Talked about that translation before. Oh, hello. I was definitely not expecting there to be an enemy that was slowly getting up there. Fortunately, you got up so slowly, you never stood a chance. Should have gotten up faster, my friend. And look at this. Of course, of course. It's just this tiny little loop. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna... Well, I guess there is more. There is, you know, this section down here. But it is kind of funny that I was thinking, oh, there's a fancy door. That must mean there's a long way you have to go before it loops back on itself. Nope. Nope, that's not the case at all. All right, yeah, I was gonna say, this looks like the sort of area where we'd find rats. And also, goop. Black goop. Gotta look out for that stuff. I think someone, somewhere, I don't know, I've done so much just like random reading and research about this game that I've come across some weird things that happen to stick in my mind in some ways and others that don't. But as I kind of go overhead, keep looking overhead, I'm reminded that I think someone at some point was referring to what I've been calling black goop as black oozes, which if you consider kind of the role-playing origins of all this, ooze is probably the more traditional D&D type term that you would run across, so possibly more appropriate, but I don't know, black goop is just the easiest thing that comes to my mind, so that's what I tend to say. I mean, if you've been following the chats long enough, wow, all the Ritual Blood 5, I love it. If you've been following the Chalice chats long enough, you know that I've also had a history of referring to illusory walls as empty walls and other such nonsense. And I was half expecting something to just drop down on me from overhead there, but nothing did. Okay. Let's see what's in the big central chest. Is it going to be more Ritual Blood 5? I could use all that I can... Well, 2 Mold 4. 2 Mold 5 would have been more exciting. As with Ritual Blood 5, I have a feeling that I'm going to need a lot of that as I make these really low-depth chalices. But whatever. I'll take the chalice materials I can get. However, we're still missing a lever. I mean, I guess the good news is there is that other passage with the rats. So there is still that way to go. Oh boy, and they're all here. Hello, rats. Looks like 3 of them are onto me. It's a little bit high in numbers, but I think I can deal with 3 rats. I think we can make it work. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I can't deal with that many rats. That's all of them. Stay away. No, go back. Don't follow me. Only one. Only 1 or 2. Alrighty. I like that I can kill them in 2 hits. I think relatively recently it was taking 3, but fortunately at the moment it seems to be down to 2, which makes it quite handy. And I'm just gonna hit one with some Executioner's Gloves. Good, it looks like the other one even lost interest. So, alright. Now we should be down to a manageable level of rats. I suppose I've got this little oil icon in the upper left. Well, it's gone now. Where it was there for a minute. Was it? Maybe I'm imagining things. No, I wasn't. Only in that section. I could have used that as a trap to, like, throw fire at the rats. But, definitely was not part of my thought process as I was desperately running away. You know, that's... high level 2 mold is not a bad thing to get as a drop from an enemy. Oh boy, I was totally wrong about the number of rats. And it sounds like there's, like, a big dude in there or something. That's probably the room with the lever. Which means that would explain why it's well guarded. Okay. I definitely walked into a situation that I had completely misjudged. Oh, look. Oh, are they all going to come after me now? Oh, boy. Let's find out. Definitely hearing rats still. Is it just a single one? Looks like just the one. Good. Just the one I can deal with. What a lot of missing. Yeah. Fortunately, rats, you would think they would attack very quickly, but they tend not to be that fast. In single numbers, the rats are not a giant threat. In large numbers, they are a death squad. Hello there, friend. Oh, you know what? I'm reasonably good at parrying you. Because your parry windows are so generous. How much is this going to be? 1315. Okay. I hear a rat. I hear a rat. I'm not gonna trust it. Multiple enemies in these games are just the last thing you want to deal with. So, yep, hello. My ears did not deceive me. Thank you, headphones. I love that I've got this little kill room over here. That was very thoughtful of whoever put together this particular Chalice dungeon layout. Let's see. Where's the rat in comparison to the big guy? Can I lure just the rat over? Maybe I can lure just the big guy over. Alright, 1315. Wrong button. $11.38. And I'm pretty sure he was still staggered at that point. Which means the visceral is still the way to go. Which I find somewhat surprising. But, okay. Alright. Well. Uh-oh. Yeah, forget it. I thought I would try shooting him to death, but I forgot how little damage bullets do. Okay. I'll take it. Very high-level cursed gem. Oh, hello, rat. They're still There's still more than one rat. Are these the last two? Please tell me these are the last two. Now, the dangerous thing about this is there could be, for example, a lot of black goop overhead that would be not fun for me to run into. However, as this little rat and I go back and forth in a dance of prolonged battle. All right, that was a lot more epic of a last stand than I expected out of the rat. Yeah, the dangerous thing about me running into this room was there could have been something like the black ooze, the black goop that dripped down on me from overhead without my suspecting it. I was trying to remain mobile to avoid that possibility, but it, you know, remained a very solid possibility. So, all right. It looks like we've cleared out this passage, and indeed we have the lever. So we're going to flip this switch. And yeah, I think this is the perfect point to call the episode. Well, I say that, but now I'm curious about whether or not we're going to go straight to the next boss, or whether we're going to have a pre-boss pathway. So, am I going back? Yes, this is me going back. Also, did I not open? I did. Okay. Nope, I'm just misremembering. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So let's just take a quick peek. And the episode's going to end shortly, but only after I know whether or not we have a pre-boss path or not. It's looking like not. Yeah, this looks like we're just going to go straight down and fight the boss next time. So, hey, that'll be fun. Who are you? It's the Queen Killer again. All right, and I went over that name already, so no need to belabor that point. And, all right, it looks like next time we'll be fighting the final boss of the Defiled Chalice, maybe? Maybe there's a layer 4? I don't know. Like I said, I've only ever been past the Watchdog, like, once before. So it's really should be getting exciting here. I hope you join me again. Hope you liked the episode. And until next time, thanks for watching, everyone.